Welcome, boys and girls, to Las Vegas. And tonight, it's the season finale of SFL Season 25. The Sin City Samurai have locked in their playoff spot. But who will they play in the first round? Vancouver's hoping to lock up a first-round bye, or they will take on Florida in the wild card. That's what is at stake tonight, and so much more. Welcome to the Monday Night Spectacular. I'm Cameron Irvine alongside Charles Doherty, Eddie Gage, DJ Kilgannon, and our special guest, Ron Haynes, is in the stats truck. Tyler Falk and Chris Curtis are back at VFN Studios for Half and Post and to break down the playoffs coming up. Charles, a lot on the line tonight, as always, as we end the season. This should be a doozy.
Yeah, and I think Sin City wants to end on a strong note here. They're at home getting some home cooking tonight, but I think on the playoffs, even if they win, they're going to be on the road a lot. So they may not see home for a while if they go deep.
Sin City debuting some all grays tonight. A new look for the Samurai as they hope to wrap up a victory and head to the road where they've been quite good this season. We'll find out who they play after we get a final here from Vegas from the 4-yard line. Vancouver on the return. They will get the football first up to the 30-yard line, and that's where we will meet Christian Brown. Christian Brown tonight chasing a milestone 119 yards away from 35,000.
Yeah, he is definitely, an all-star caliber. Great season last season, building on it this season. They're going to have to put, the Samurai are going to have to put some pressure on him, figure out a way. I mean, they've got 3 down linemen that are contracted. They got to be creative on their attack, how they're going to attack them. But let's see what they do.
First down and 10 for Christian Brown. And he will start in the shotgun and draw a receiver in motion. Brown dropping to throw. His pass is complete to pick up 6 yards. John Michael Suddeth on the reception.
The offensive Vancouver, man, they're like a steam locomotive. Once they get that pressure up, they just don't stop. They keep hammering, skilled on both sides, running, passing. You just got to figure out a way to slow them down, and it's tough.
Handoff up the middle. That's going to be a first down for Vancouver. That is J.W. Doyle on the carry. Vancouver number 1 in a lot of different categories, including rushing yards per game, which I don't know, Charles, that anyone would have guessed that if we would have asked them.
That's right. But I tell you what, though, it starts up front. You've got arguably one of the best lines, if not the best offensive lines in the game.
Back goes in motion. Back into the backfield, I should say. This pass is caught by Suddeth, who was split out wide. That's a first down for Vancouver, and they have come out sharp here in Sin City.
Suddeth just found the opening in that zone coverage. And I tell you what, Mark Lopez, the offensive coordinator for Vancouver, is a mad scientist. He comes up with ways to find the weaknesses on your defense, and you never know what you're going to go up against when you play Vancouver.
Brown on first down, now out was in the shotgun on the first down of this drive. Now under center here with 3 receivers, 2 off the right. He's going to roll that direction. Brown will fire across his body. That pass is caught by Brett Killian, who's having one heck of a season, down to the Sin City 30-yard line.
Beautiful route, right at the first down. Smart enough. Killian is smart enough as that KG veteran to know where to go on that route at the first down marker. And good eyes by Brown. Did a quick, go through his first and second progression. Just hits him right in stride right there at the first down marker.
That one right over the head of linebacker Mark Gronick. This first drive could not have started any better. Washington wins the West. If Vancouver loses tonight, Vancouver wins the West if they win and get the first round bye. This is incomplete over the middle by Christian Brown. Ball swatted away by Jay Martz to set up 2nd and 10.
I cannot believe Jay Mart's been in this league for 10 seasons, but every season he's been producing great on defense. He's one of those guys. Last game, Cam, we kept talking about the inside linebacker. I think we're going to see some of that tonight from Jay Mart.
In fact, he hasn't made an all-star game since season 16 is also pretty surprising. Brown over the middle of the field. That pass is caught by Nick Lockett. And one of the things that Vancouver has been doing exceptionally well at over the back half of the season is spreading this football around. Lockett, Killian, Michael Suddeth, and Ezekiel Bear have all been in the mix in the passing game.
Yeah, and they're all high quality. You know what makes them good is they're great route runners, and the scheme that Vancouver comes up with, it's timing and it's down to perfection. And back to my comment at the top of the call, they're going to have to figure out a way to upset their rhythm.
Brown in rhythm and throws his first incomplete pass of the night. He was looking in the end zone for Ezekiel Bear. Bear this season with 39 catches and 2 touchdowns.
I think the defense for Sin City just needs to kind of settle in a little bit and, stick to what they practice and see if they can, maybe cause a turnover here, do something to get them at least limited to a field goal, maybe a turnover.
Check that second incompletion for Brown. Sudduth is getting a workout out there. He's being followed across the field in man coverage by the corner, Terrence Pearson. This is Brown dropping to throw. Clean pocket. It's breaking down. Brown to the end zone. Incomplete. Looking for Lockett. Knocked away by Joshua Durr. 3rd and 10.
I mean, when you're in the pocket that long at this spot in the field, it's not necessarily a good thing because you know that the secondary is just camping out in the end zone, and Durr was just waiting for that ball.
3rd down and 10 for the Legion. Can Sin City force a field goal against the team that scores the most points on the road than any other? 30.6. Brown to throw. He has 0 pressure on him. Brown wide open, touchdown. D'Angelo Lopez, the first receiving touchdown for Lopez this season. Only his 3rd catch, the rookie, making an impact in the final week of the regular season.
I mean, what a great drive. I don't think we saw a run, but a lot of action. They spread the ball around the different wide receivers, and the thing that stands out for this offense is there's no independent wide receiver. They all work in cohesion as a team, and they're very successful.
An impressive opening drive here in Las Vegas for Vancouver. That goes 9 plays, 70 yards. And just to give you a little taste behind the scenes here, Charles, I've got all my windows, everybody at home too, all my windows up. I've got, 9 tabs, and then we've got the game. Well, 8 of my tabs right at kickoff, they all went black and disappeared.
Oh, wow.
I was trying to, the only thing I had was the game, fortunately, but it was very jarring. We make it look easy, but my goodness, sometimes you never know how difficult it can be. Elliot Pope Jr. with the kneel down.
Definitely no. I mean, you're a pro, Cam, because I had no clue you were struggling with that.
I was having a bit of a panic attack trying to figure out what was happening here, and glad that we didn't lose you guys. Sin City starts with Scar Patterson under center at the 20-yard line, and the handoff goes to Logan Lee. Lee will pick up 6 to get Sin City's drive going. A good start for the Samurai run game.
Yeah, Lee is a key component in that offense, and they've got 3 halfbacks and a fullback. One of the things that I'm surprised with this Samurai offense is, I'm used to not only the great run game out of the Samurai, but also pass into the backs out of the backfield. I'm not seeing that a lot this season.
And off to Robert Johnson. He's going to pick up a long 3 yards. That is short 3 yards, rather. Marquise Reed on the tackle will set up a 3rd down and short.
Scar Patterson, I love watching Scar Patterson games. I mean, he was on my team way back when at San Diego. I think one of the best quarterbacks in this league, and he's a great leader. Love to see him have some success on the field tonight.
And off again, Logan Lee, in a contrast of styles, will pick up 1 as Sin City has elected to try to run on Vancouver tonight. Vancouver is 2nd in rush defense at 76.4 yards per game, but the defense is good all the way around.
I like what I'm seeing out of Sin City.
Hand off to Robert Johnson. He won't pick up anything there on the 4th play of the drive. Scar Patterson, you mentioned all-time. He's a 2-time All-Star. In his 8th season, he was the Offensive Rookie of the Year when he burst on the scene. He's already 20th all-time in touchdown passes.
Amazing. I think a lot of that was when he was early at San Diego, man. I think all they did was throw. Oh,
play
there you
fake,
go.
And there's a throw there. It's incomplete. And, pretty nice read there from Patterson under duress. Al Dillapre Sr. was in one-on-one coverage. The defense was better, 3rd and 10.
The danger, what's so hard about going up against this Legion defense is They can go man to man, they can go zone, and you don't really they don't really sweat about it because they're so skilled in that secondary.
Third down for Sin City. Two backs, or 2 by 2 in the receiver set. That is caught for Talon Steele. First down, and the Samurai will keep their drive alive.
Always nice when you have a tight end like Talon Steele that when you get in a pinch and you need to get a first down, you know he's going to run a great route, find the gap in the zone coverage, and when you pass it to him, he's going to bring it in.
5.5 to go in the first quarter. Vancouver's up 7-0 on Sin City, but the Samurai are trying to put together an equally as impressive drive as Vancouver's opening drive. That pass is caught. That is Kenny Hendricks over the middle in his 5th season coming over from Nashville. Sin City into Vancouver territory.
That was what you call an accurate throw. Scar Patterson threw it in through a keyhole. That was about as wide as the window of opportunity was on that pass.
Hendricks wrapped up there by Drew Hamilton. And Sin City coached by Zach Benjamin. I think he's done an underrated job this season. In his first true head coaching opportunity, he's gotten the Sin City Samurai to a winning record. This team has transformed their culture. This team is going to be in the playoffs this season as Logan Lee is dropped for a loss of 1 tackle there by Josh Farnsey. But there's a lot of positive energy with this Samurai team right now.
And there should be. They had ownership change. They're settling in, and they're getting better each season.
4 minutes, 19 seconds to go in the first quarter. Patterson will roll out to his right again. That pass is caught by Talon Steele down into the other red zone. They started on the 20. They're now on the opposite 20 as the Samurai continue to push.
I think like to my point earlier, to keep building on that success is you got to have a solid tight end. Steele's not going anywhere, but you got to keep Patterson there forever. Whatever you need to do, buy him a Lambo, whatever. He should stay in that in Sin City.
Vancouver went on a 9-play drive. This is the 10th play of Sin City's drive. It's picked off at the 3-yard line. A difficult play made by Ron Hoff on the run, getting the takeaway for Vancouver down in the red zone.
Yeah, rolling the dice there. Scar was trying to just, squeeze it in between bookend coverage, and Hoff got a second interception of the season. And that's dangerous, especially going into the middle in a short field situation.
So early momentum belonging to the Vancouver Legion, who get the opening drive touchdown and get the interception. Now Christian Brown is put back deep at his own 8-yard line. Brown dropping a throw. He will fire, caught by John Michael Suddeth, and I haven't really seen this a ton out of Vancouver all season long, but they're putting that tight end out wide, trying to take advantage of his size.
I think, and that's, they scout. One of the best teams in the league as far as prepping for games and scouting, and I've been a part of it. I've seen what they've done. It's a machine, and they find weaknesses and they capitalize on it.
Sin City out of the dime on a 1st down and 10. Lockett's going to go in motion. You see Suddeth, the big tight end, is in the slot to the right. Killian is now alone at the top of the picture as Christian Brown drops to throw, fires. It is caught by BK down to the 43-yard line for a Vancouver 1st down.
What we're seeing here, Cam, is a quarterback that is 150% comfortable in the scheme. They kind of rolled out a change last season, early in the season, and maybe it took half a game for him to get used to, but now, man, he's loving it. He's so comfortable back there. He knows, where to go through the progressions, and he could probably almost do it blindfold.
Brown, 18th all-time in touchdown passes with 196, 4 away from the illustrious 200. Brown into the flat, little dangerous pass there, as that was being tightly defended by Mark Gronick, but it's still a catch for 5.
And that's not an easy pass to do. Not a lot of time there. The pocket's breaking down. You got to throw it right over the shoulder to the wide receiver.
Officially now 16 yards away from his 35,000 milestone. This is a handoff up the middle to Doyle. picking up a first. You can see Vancouver's game plan tonight to get Doyle involved. Doyle and Wells split a lot of carries, but in total 190 for the fullbacks. Wells now in.
It's amazing, and all three of the backs have 5 touchdowns each. I mean, perfect use. They mix them up in any position in the backfield.
Brown over the middle, and step for step was Gronick covering John Michael Sudduth. Why do I think that Mark Gronick is going to have a very important role in tonight's game plan?
Because they're targeting Sudduth a lot, like you said earlier. And I tell you what, Sudduth is a large target at 6'7", 278. He's hard to miss.
And check that. That's Zach Benjamin wearing number 42. I could have sworn Mark Gronick used to wear 42. Am I crazy? That's my mistake. Benjamin very involved. That's BK12 inside the 25, down to the 21-yard line. First down, Vancouver.
You were talking about Scar and his accurate passes. You know, Christian's no slouch either. That right there is what you call an accurate pass to a very small window.
Killian
like Jamal was about ready to grab onto it.
The 4 catches, he's 10th in the SFL in receptions with 63, 7th in total yards. He needed 59 tonight to get to 1,000 on the season. Of course, this is the last game to do it in the regular season, and he has 8 receiving touchdowns. That's 3rd most in the SFL. Just outside the red zone, this is Brown again, nearly intercepted. That could have been a huge takeaway. Martin had his mitts on it.
We talked about Mart being dangerous in that center field area, and he's showing it, man. He roams around, and he's hungry for it.
It was Brown's 5th incompletion, but he has hit his milestone. Congrats to Christian Brown on 35K for his career. Brown, end zone, touchdown! Brett Killian. Wow. Right on the Samurai, touchdown number 9 for BK12, and Vancouver goes up 13-0.
And that was a perfectly executed play. It started up front with that big offensive line, and plenty of time for Brown to go through and throw it to his favorite receiver out there, Killian, put it right on a rope where only Killian can catch it, and we're looking at 6 on the board.
Extra point for a chance to win upcoming. And if you're Sin City right now, you got to be feeling a little weary how this has started. It's one thing to go on a 70-yard drive, but to go on a 93-yard drive in poor field position, man, it's just that's tough.
The steam is coming out of the Vancouver train. They're really rolling down the tracks.
Choo-choo. First down for Sin City at the 20. Now the good news for the Samurai is that they, did have a productive opening drive. Just can't make those mistakes. For Patterson, that was his 20th interception of the season, which matches Brown. Patterson on the rollout. He will fire that over to Al Villapri Sr. for the first down. Sin City's team, shout-outs to Scar Patterson, Hubba Kimbrell, Robert Johnson, Logan Lee, Chevy Monte Carlo, Elliot Pope Jr., Kenny Hendricks, Al Villapri Sr., Talon Steele, Talabobby, L.L. Volt, Jackson Burrito, Rose Steele, and Adam Chance, Gary Burney, Mike All, Big Stacks, Mark Gronick, Jay Mart, Zach Benjamin, Gary Clem, Evan Lacey, Terrence Pearson, Joshua Durr, Kanye Rockefeller, King Jamal, and Charles Franz. First down for Patterson. He will fire with the middle, wide open. Al Villapri Sr. with the catch, his 7th season in the Samurai or with this organization, I should say.
And they sent a blitz at the top of the screen, and the offensive line just shut it down, and allowing Villapri to find that opening and made him pay for it.
Logan Lee is in the backfield now for the Samurai. 7 passes to 5 runs. Vancouver 16 passes to 2 runs in the opening quarter. Watch out! There is DJ Woods, who's in the chat right now, sacking Scar Patterson for a loss of 5.
Oh my God, right in his face. He had nothing, he had no options. There was nothing he could do PJ just read that, blasted through any blocking, and just shut it down. Well done.
That's the end of the first quarter of play. Vancouver 14, Sin City nothing. The Samurai have to wake up, trying to improve their seeding to the wild card round. Aerial coverage of today's game is brought to you by DAG's DroneWorks, aerial photography and videography services for real estate, events, marketing, and more. Learn more at dagsdroneworks.com. Man, I miss Vegas. It's been too long.
David Copperfield still has a show?
Does he really?
He was showing up there on the marquee.
I don't. Yeah, I think Carrot Top still has a show.
Top. He's very independent.
Patterson. He's not represented anymore. Deep shot is caught by Al Dillapre Sr. for the first down. He has been an outstanding source of offense for Sin City.
Definitely, and is finding the gaps, like I said earlier, in that zone coverage that Vancouver's been running a lot so far in this first half. I think what we need to look at is that they get closer to the goal line here. They need to adjust the routes, and the opportunity for Gar to kind of throw it into those small tight holes. It's a lot harder as you get closer into that goal line.
Roll out Patterson, and in traffic, that was almost caught by Kenny Hendricks, and he would have walked into the end zone. We're also on the deflection. Vancouver's squad includes Christian Brown, Devin Lloyd, J.W. Doyle, Jalen Wells, Nick Lockett, D'Angelo Lopez, Brett Killian, Ezekiel Bear, John Michael Sudduth, Gregory Winnell, Frank Burks, Mango Moody, Zach Turner, Oliver Couch, Kevin Brackett, Achilles Papatonis, Chris Joseph, Gerald Giudice, Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, Marquise Reed, Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Jack Russell, Drew Hamilton, Mark Lopez, and a chance to win. Hand off to Logan Lee. That picks up 3, and will set up a 3rd down and 7.
I thought I was at an auction. I was afraid to raise my hand because I didn't want to buy anything.
Sometimes I like to challenge myself in new ways.
We're talking very fast, and I thought it was really good, but I was afraid to raise my hand.
That was really good. I don't think I could do that, Charles. That was impressive. 3rd down and 7. 9 minutes to go in the first half. Play fake from Patterson, and that pass is incomplete. He had
at the height of big boy there.
Yeah, he had a defensive lineman get up into that passing lane.
That was awesome. Was that Juicy? Was that Giudice?
I think so, and it's going to result in the punt. Sin City again drives down. This one was 39 yards, a 39-yard drive, and they just cannot get points out of the end of it.
I was bragging on the offensive line for Vancouver being one of the best in the league, and you can say the same thing for their defensive line. Man, they are maxed out across the board. It's a defensive coordinator's dream.
And another bout of poor field position for Vancouver here. They're going to start on their 6th. The last drive, they started on their 7-yard line, but had no trouble. Sin City's got to find some answers. Defensively, Vancouver has scored touchdowns on both of their opening drives. Sin City bringing pressure, and that forces Christian Brown into a quick throw to Nick Lockett for an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the line for Sin City started to get some penetration in. Each one independently getting through the blocking scheme, and was able to make him rush that pass, I think.
Line shifting here. Some interesting alignment from Sin City. As Lockett goes in motion, just 3 down linemen all tied up on the line against 6 offensive linemen for Vancouver. They run it right at Sin City, and Jalen Wells picks up 9.
I mean, they're loaded in the backfield. Cam Doyle, Wells, and Lloyd, incredible. Just, you bring Wells out for a change of pace. He goes out there and almost gets the first down.
It's a unique offense too, because most teams either have 2 running backs or 1 fullback, or maybe no fullback, but this team with 2 fullbacks and a running back has really found its rhythm in the ground game. This is Devin Lloyd taking the carry for the first down, and the drive will continue.
I mean, if they had their way, they would have tackles running out of the backfield, hunters going on fly routes.
Just because.
Just because they could. Mad scientists, man.
Christian Brown over the middle, caught by Killian. He stumbled and lost his footing. Picked up 6 yards. Charles, are you a Vegas guy? I don't think I've been since the convention. I'm really missing it tonight, feeling nostalgic. You're either a Vegas guy or you're not.
I like going to Vegas for the food and watching the people and just the event itself. I'm not much of a gambler.
Fair enough.
My wife, my mom cursed me at an early age. I can't win any gambling.
Second down and 4. Doyle on the carry. Got maybe a half a yard. That tackle made actually by Mark Ronick this time. Third down coming up.
Yeah, I mean, the offense for Vancouver, I mean, they've been stopped a couple times, but so far they've pretty darn successful in these first couple series.
Up to 6 tackles, third down and 3 toss. Out to Wells, and Wells pulls over 2 different defenders for the first down.
I mean, you're waiting for stop the pass, and you're doing a fair job of it, maybe not so fair, but then they pull in the run play, and they execute that perfectly as well. It's got to be frustrating for the defensive coordinator.
And just like that, the field position is flipped. Vancouver up to the 35-yard line, taking their time. Now into their empty look on first down. Brown dropping a throw, pass caught by Lockett down to the 47. First down, Legion.
And Lockett's he's just sneaky good. I mean, all going up back to his days at Mexico City. I mean, he's just one of those wide receivers that maybe not early in the game you hear a lot of them, but when the game's on the line, he's in the right spot and he is money.
Vancouver.
Look at Vegas reference.
I got it. It was exceptional. Vancouver has struggled with this franchise. They have not won a game against this team since season 19. It was the first season that the formerly Canton class were in the league. That pass is picked off by Joshua Dover, and finally some life out of Sin City, who has beaten the Legion 4 straight times.
And they needed that. They needed that, and Durr stepped up. He said, fellas, get behind me. We'll get the ball back. Great coverage. It wasn't necessary. I don't think Brown saw Durr coming across the pass route there and just cut it off.
We expected Vancouver to come out firing on all cylinders tonight. The last time that Vancouver lost consecutive games was over a year ago. They are 6-0 coming off of a loss after their last 6 losses, and of course Vancouver lost last week. First down and 10 at the 47. Sin City hoping that interception can get him some momentum. Patterson drops to throw, wide open. Delapree dropped it.
God. That's not a Delapree. That's not. I mean, I've never seen him miss a pass where he's that wide open. That's amazing.
Just a frustration for Sin City after their defense gets their first stop of the game, and then Scar makes the right read. Al is open. He's had a great night so far. 3 for 41. Couldn't bring that one in. Play fake. Patterson pass caught. There you go. That's what you do as a quarterback, Charles. You go right back to him to get his confidence up.
Right. That's a veteran quarterback right there. You want to build some confidence for your star wide receiver. Makes a mistake like that. Another shot.
Patterson is the perfect man for this culture that owner Talon Steele and Adam Chance and the rest of the Sin City Samurai staff are trying to build. I remember Patterson's days in San Diego. Every day said good morning to his teammates.
That's right. That kind of I was going to say that. Yep, he's a leader. He's great to be on any team, and Sin City's got to hold on tight.
And off to Logan Lee. He picks up 3. Lee has been pretty involved in the game plan so far tonight, up to 14 yards on 5 carries.
They're in a good spot right here. Got to keep going on that momentum and put some points on the board, Cam.
2nd and 7. Patterson going to hand it off to Robert Johnson. Johnson unable to get any yards there, so a 3rd and 7 will come Sin City Samurai's way. If they win tonight, they will go to Arizona. If they lose tonight, they will go to Pittsburgh.
I mean, pick your poison.
Yeah, seriously. 3rd down and 7. Patterson dropping a throw. Patterson fires. Caught by Al Delapree. Oh, man. That could have easily been taken back the other way. But Al able to snatch it out of the sky.
And that was just a battle. I mean, the defensive back for the Legion, let's see, I think that was Blackman, one of the best cornerbacks in the league, just was able to fight for it and pull it down.
Emmanuel Blackman has had an impressive season, 7 interceptions, third most in the league, go along with 7 pass deflections and 46 tackles. This Vancouver defense has 20 picks this season. That's 5th most in the league. Down to 4 minutes, 21 seconds to go in the first half. Sin City trying to weather this early surge from Vancouver. Logan Lee, the former Vancouver Legion Logan Lee, is dropped for a loss by DJ Woods.
I mean, white jerseys everywhere, Cam, on that one. And the blocking on the edge and the running blocking overall is not like the run blocking of old, this team.
Patterson, roll out, fire. It's caught right at the sticks. That's Kenny Hendricks. Wow. And they say he got it. 1st and goal, Samurai.
Yeah, that was amazing. And I think that, he hasn't been targeted a lot in this first half, but he made it count on this one. They needed that so bad, and now they're striking at the door. Just got to execute and walk away with 6.
And that was on Hoff, but this time Hendricks was able to shield Hoff away from a potential interception. 1st and goal with the 1.5-yard line toss. Logan Lee, touchdown! And what a block from tight end Talababi right at the goal line to set up the score. And Dags Droneworks is in fact in the house.
I think they may have heard me, and I think they're all saying I'm either number 1 or something else. I don't know what they're. It's hard to see from the booth.
Talababi on Ron Hoff at the goal line. My goodness, that looked like it hurt. And Charles Franz will make the extra point. What a response. 8-play, 54-yard. 2-minute 40-second drive. Sin City absolutely needed that one, and we got a ball game here.
Definitely do, and that's the home team. This is probably the only home game for Sin City going into the playoffs. They gotta show up for their fans.
The Samurai they've kind of struggled at home this season. It's been kind of an unusual run from Sin City. They're 2-3 in this building, but 4-2 away from home, although they have gotten hot as of late, winning their last 2 home games, including one of the best games of the season a couple of weeks ago, a 38-37 win over the Corsairs of Queen City that knocked them down the standings ladder. Nick Lockett with the catch.
Well, Cam, the thing is, there's a lot of things to do off the field in Vegas.
That's true.
You really got to clamp down on the the schedule when you're home.
A lot of distractions. Actually lost their first 3 home games of the season after rattling off 4 straight wins on the road, but did lose last week on the road to Carolina. Now back in the friendly confines here in Vegas. This is Christian Brown. That pass is caught for a pickup of 2. Killian on the reception.
Couple formations tonight. It looks like they lined up Sudeth, the tight end, by himself at the bottom of the screen. I want to see him. I want to see him go to the tight end on a deep route.
Sudeth has gotten a little bit more quiet as of late. The handoff goes to Devin Lloyd, picking up a couple more. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Vancouver. They have only faced 1 3rd down tonight, and it was converted successfully. Can they do it again? 3rd and 5 empty. Don look. This is D'Angelo Lopez, who caught his first touchdown earlier in the night in motion. Christian Brown back to pass again, has plenty of time. Brown surveys, deep shot, incomplete. Very tight coverage down the field on Lockett, and the Samurai get their 2nd consecutive stop.
They decided to go with the 3-down rush and put one more person in the backfield, in the secondary for coverage, and just went deep in that coverage and no options at all for Brown.
Here's what's coming up on the Monday Night Spectacular halftime report. Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk will break down Vancouver's fast start and Sin City's pretty solid second quarter they're putting together. They'll play buy or sell, playoff edition, and they'll break down one of the wild card matchups on the schedule. The one that we already know is happening. Full schedule will be released at postgame. All of that and more on the Monday Night Spectacular halftime report. That is Baltimore at Denver, the 12-5 matchup, locked and loaded. Charles, two teams with multiple seasons of championships, two legacy squads. Someone's going home.
Yeah, that's a blast from the past.
And how about the Baltimore Vultures last night in one of the most
that was amazing.
I mean, dramatic, unbelievable games we've ever seen. Staying alive and clinching a playoff spot. Al Dillapre Sr. across midfield. Sin City's got plenty of time here to drive down the field and tie the game. That's catch number 6 for Al.
And if you did a target board where they're throwing to Dillapre, I think it's all pretty much in the same part of the field. You know, in the middle, maybe about 10, 15 yards deep.
102 receiving yards for Al Dillapre. In the first quarter, Vancouver outgained Sin City 171-70. But here in the second quarter, Sin City has outgained Vancouver 92-60 and counting. Logan Lee breaks a tackle, and Logan Lee, that is a quintessential Logan Lee run, Charles. He gets hit at the line of scrimmage and still picks up 5 yards.
And that's a lot coming from, he's 190 pounds, but man, he runs like he's 250. When he gets contact, it's pretty agile, you know, but when it's, you know, against one tackler, but when two defenders come in, he just like flips a switch and becomes a fullback all of a sudden.
I think he's got as many bars on his face mask as he possibly can. He is dripped out here tonight. 2nd and 5. Scar Patterson drops to throw across his body. Dangerous ball. I don't even think he saw Josh Farnsey. 3rd down.
I mean, he had a defender right in his face when he got out of the pocket and had to get rid of that ball.
This is a resume game. Vancouver's got 3 losses to teams that are combined 26-10 record. That's the best resume of losses in the league. Sin City has the best resume of wins in the league. The opponents they've beaten have had a strength of victory of 55.6%. And obviously, if they win tonight, that would go even higher. Patterson dropping the throw. The pass is caught in double coverage by Talon Steele. Timeout, Sin City.
It was amazing. I mean, Scar had another defender in his face on that rollout. Was able to just stand calmly and just deliver a strike.
There's that pass distribution that you were talking about earlier, Charles. Just 26 yards to either side, most of it coming in the middle. Nickel look here from the Vancouver defense as Sin City tries to make it 14 straight. Here in the second quarter, Patterson will fire. That is deflected away. Actually coming up to make the play was Mark Lopez. 2nd and 10.
I think Lopez told his team the last couple weeks to progress jump because they're all getting 15 yards up in the air when the pass comes out of the hands of the quarterback.
Yeah, they've definitely been getting in the passing lanes tonight. That is deflection number 3, but by 3 different players, including Farnsey was credited with one earlier in the game. That pass, there's the 4th, is incomplete. That's Lopez again. Jump man, jump man, jump man. 3rd and 10.
He's just showing off. I mean, we're going to have to check the shoes or something at halftime.
For Springs?
Yes.
Springgate. 3rd and 10. As if we need anything else to get all huffy about it.
Love that. Now. You love controversy or controversy.
No, I love explosivity. 3rd down and 10 for Sin City. As Pope Jr. goes in motion, he has not had a target yet tonight. Trying to keep the drive alive. Patterson rolling out, firing, incomplete. Looking for Dillapre, and he got crushed by Drew Hamilton. That's how the drive will end, and the Samurai will attempt their first field goal of the night.
Yeah, they got to get 3 points on the board there. You know, down by 4 at home against a team like Vancouver at the end of the first half, not a bad situation to be in.
A 43-yard kick for Franz. His long this season is 49. This kick is drifting inside the right upright and good. An 8-play, 41-yard drive makes this 14-10 as the Samurai inch closer.
Thought he was going to hit the giant Samurai in the end zone, but it drifted.
50 seconds left think Vancouver will do. They've come out to slinging on first down, Charles. If they can get something down the field, might see them stay aggressive.
I mean, if you're going to predict what Vancouver does, I think if you just say sling, you're pretty well covered. Except for maybe on the goal line.
Speaking of sling, have you ever had any broken bones, Charles?
That is an off-the-wall question. Yeah, my hand and my ankle.
You broke bones in your hand?
Ribs. Bruised ribs, not broken.
Okay. Well, you mentioned a sling. I'm just curious. I've never had a broken bone. That pass is incomplete.
Concussions count as a broken bone?
No, but I've had one of those.
I've had 6.
6 concussions?
Yep.
From what?
Let's talk about that over a beer sometime.
Fair enough. I've only had one. It was fell out of a tube on a water slide. 6 Flags lawsuits coming your way, buddy. 2nd down and 10. As Brown drops the throw, that pass is caught. There's a penalty marker down. Let's check the flag. That is an ineligible man downfield. Don't see that too often. It will bring Vancouver back for a loss of 5 yards.
It's amazing. Normally a pretty well disciplined lot. A mistake, and now they're going to have to go a little bit further.
Frank Burks in his 7th season, first with Vancouver, called for that infraction. 44 seconds to go. Still staying aggressive. Brown caught one-handed. Durr able to rope in Nick Lockett, and the field position does not dictate a timeout here for Vancouver. 3rd and 2.
It's just amazing. I mean, how many times you see other teams try those passes where they try with the one hand and it gets dropped or overthrown? I mean, the wide receivers for Vancouver and Christian Brown, the quarterback, they are just so wired.
Ron Haynes with the Haynes vision showing us Frank Burks downfield. Absolutely was. Good call by the officials. The handoff goes to Lloyd, trying to run the clock out, and he did not get the first down. So Sin City will call a timeout and see if they can do anything on this return.
Gar can do a rollout and throw it deep. He's got one more shot at it.
At first I thought you said that Brown should be like that. You madman. 4th and inches.
Yeah, right.
That would be wild. From the 40. Not a lot of room to return, but 5 seconds left on the clock. You can get something quick down the field in 4. Who knows?
Have you ever had a play at the end of the half or near the end of the game where it's a deep pass and it ends up in PI?
That's a good question. The one that sticks out to me was Alex Dominguez's pick 6 on the Hail Mary when he took down the quarterback and ripped the ball away, and that was crazy. Let's see if we can get PI down here. That is caught, but the clock runs out. Al Dillapre with another catch.
Get up. And, in the middle again. A little bit deeper than we used to.
But if there would have been PI on that call, it definitely would have been an untimed down. And fortunately for Vancouver, Jack Russell was there to make the tackle. A tale of 2 quarters as we hit the break. Vancouver 14 and Sin City 10. It looked like this was going to get away from the Samurai here tonight, but they bounced back. Your thoughts on the first half?
Exactly. I mean, Vancouver came in here. We talked about the steam locomotive, starting to fire up, but Sin City settled down and was able to slow down that Vancouver offense and put a couple points up. And now we're looking at a very close game coming into the second half. And credit to Sin City for keeping calm and making some adjustments on the field and closing the gap.
Vancouver only forced into 3rd down twice in that first half. It was first half to remember for the Legion, but they end up with just 14 points. Killian 90 yards on 7 catches. Al Dillapre Sr. 132 yards on 7 catches. Let's keep this train moving. Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk here for the SFL Monday Night Spectacular halftime report. Will rejoin you in Sin City very shortly.
And with that said, the first half of the last Monday Night Spectacular of the season 25 has come to an end. Vancouver holds a 14-10 lead over Sin City. I'm along with Tyler Falk. And Tyler, it is this game was definitely starting to go in Vancouver's direction to start out, them being on the road, but Sin City just finding a way to keep themselves in it. They crawl their way back, and now they're inside of a possession.
Yeah, really finding their way back is for sure as well on their final, we'll call it a full drive for them as well. Being able to not necessarily find ways through the air per se on that last drive. 4 completions, only 2 completions for Scar Patterson, but it was all the difference marching from their own 32-yard line on 2 passes that went from around 20 yards in general. But the big thing here for Sin City is going to be able to keep this momentum. Was it a tale of 2 quarters? Is it going to be another tale of 2 quarters on the other side? Of course it will, but will they be able to maintain consistency? Will that defense be able to continue to stymie the Vancouver Legion attack, which they did so very well in the second quarter? Lots to be seen, still plenty of football left to play.
Yeah, a lot to determine as far as the playoff picture for these two teams as well. Essentially what you have is if you win, you don't play in wild card weekend. If you lose, you do. So this is a very tight game as far as what this could mean for the playoff picture. Speaking of the playoff picture, we have several teams that are locked into their seeds. So let's play a little bit of buy or sell. As far as the playoffs go, and I think you know how this game goes. I'm going to give you something that may or may not happen. You're going to tell me if you buy that happening or you don't, and we'll go from there. So first one I've got for you is going to be this. DC is able to get to at least the semifinal round. Give me your answer and why you think.
Oh, that's a tough one to buy on. DC has played some good ball here as of late, able to pick up the North Division title after the Baltimore win over Pittsburgh, knocking Pittsburgh out of the top 4 and then promoting DC higher up. But I don't see them maintaining the consistency. Who knows? Maybe they're able to find whatever was working for them in this final stretch of games. And finally being able to maybe have a bit more of an explosive offensive attack, which they're not really known for. They're much more for consistency. They want to play their style of the football and force teams to accommodate. So you can't really do that in the playoffs. You have to be dominant throughout. And I don't know if DC has the recipe for success. I'm selling on DC.
Okay. Disclaimer here. He has no idea of the buy or sell topics. He has no idea what I'm going to say. So he is firing directly off the cuff with his answers. And I love it. I love seeing you sweat, Tyler. It's really, really nice. How about
sweat with 2 E's, right?
No, that's sweet. We talked about your spelling mistakes. But somebody ask him how to spell independent when you get a chance.
Oh,
anyway, you walked right into that one, my friend. Let's talk about the defending champs. Let's talk about the defending champs. Mexico City, buy or sell another championship for the Aztecs.
I'm going to sell on Mexico City at the moment. Top 4 teams look very good. Even though I said DC's probably not making the semis, I'm selling on them. I can't go out and say that Mexico City is going to go out and win another championship. They looked a little bit suspect early on in the season, able to start putting things together here as of late, kind of like DC. But are they back to where they were? Are they back to getting themselves further down the line again? I can see them making a deep run. I can even see them making the SFL championship. But depending on who gets there to face them, I don't know if DC's got it fully in the bag this season. So let's see what happens. Even Mike Dagg is saying he loves being the underdog. So hey, if that's me putting you into the underdog slide, I would definitely not say Mexico City is an underdog this season, but I would definitely say the competition now knows what Mexico City is going to try and do in a championship game in more recent memory rather than all the way back in season 9. So that's what's not going for the Aztecs this time around.
Okay, I've got another one for you that is, I've got actually two more total. This one is an interesting one. I would call them an upstart. They've been here before, but it's been a while. The Denver Nightwings get at least to the semifinal round.
All these with a semifinal round, Curtis. You're not making this easy, because you see,
No.
if they win, then they face the 4 seed automatically. There's no chance in them getting something else. So they're going to have to play a very tough opponent, whether it be Washington or Houston in the remaining scenarios. So really, what Denver has got to be worried about, and they have been playing very good football for the second straight season since they made the coaching change. But I don't know, because if they play Washington already has their number. If they play Houston, I'm trying to remember. I don't know if they play. I don't think they played this season. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But they stand a better shot of playing of getting to the semifinals if they play Houston. So I'm half buy, half sell on Denver right now.
Okay. All right. So last one I've got for you. This is going to be a good one. The Headhunters get to the SFL championship game.
No, sell, hard sell. That's probably my most confident one today.
Okay.
As Houston, again, there's a lot of things that can go. Okay, Houston blew out Denver. Thank you, Eddie Gage in the stats truck. Biggest thing here for Houston is something's going to give. If they're going to play Mexico City, more than likely, if they're going to get to the SFL championship, they're going to play in Mexico City. They're going to lose to Mexico City. That's where Mexico City wins their ship. But if they're going to play Vancouver or Mexico City, basically as the number 1 seed, if they win again, I really don't like Houston's chances making it to the championship game this season. There's still a lot to prove to me as far as a team that has built up consistency, built up the repertoire to be able to get there. Again, the field is so close, especially in the top half of the playoffs, including seeds 8 and 9 as well, with Arizona always being right in there, but Chicago with their authentic style of play. I really can't picture anything. And then you've got Florida coming out of nowhere, and of course Baltimore on a hard charge. So I really think the rest of the playoffs could really be maybe our first 12 seed going all the way, in Baltimore finding one last gas to get one more championship before they close doors.
Fair enough. That's that'll conclude buy or sell. Thank you very much for playing in chat too, guys. That was really, really cool. We'll definitely do that again in the future. That said, let's break down the only known wildcard matchup that we have in front of us right at the moment. It is Baltimore traveling to Denver. That it was the way it sits right now. Let's think about how this one could possibly go and who's going to get to the quarterfinals. I say let's try to break it down.
Okay. Eerily similar to the game they just played last night versus Pittsburgh. Whitmore threw 4 interceptions in the game against Denver just a few weeks ago on September 6th. They lost 30-16. The only difference is they were able to win against Pittsburgh last night in an unbelievable game. If I'm Denver, I'm liking what I've got going at home right now. I'm really excited to have Baltimore play and do it to them do it to the Vultures twice. Prove to them that this first game wasn't a fluke and that they're ready to face Baltimore when they are their most dangerous playoff form. And that's exactly what we saw last night from the Vultures. And so, if for those looking for another nip and tuck game, this 5-12 matchup is anything but a foregone conclusion for the 5 seed. This is going to be probably one of the matchups to watch this upcoming wild card Sunday, Monday. Can't really call it a weekend.
We'll call it a weekend if we want to. I like it. But yeah, no, I agree.
I get a long weekend. I'm in the government. Then again, I'm always in the weekend because of it's shut down.
One would say you're independent right now.
Yes, I'm an independent ant because I live under Uncle Sam's thumb.
Independent ant. Yep, you got it. I like it. Anyway, yeah, though that's a good one. Baltimore and Denver should be lighting the lamp quite a bit on their wild card matchup day. We will have the full wild card schedule. We'll be able to break down each individual matchup at the post game mark of this game. As these two teams trying to fight for who's going to have a first round bye, it is Vancouver over Sin City 14-10 right now, but Sin City charging back into it. We'll send it back over to Cam and Charles. We'll see you guys for postgame.
Thank you, Chris Curtis. Thank you, Tyler Falk, for that excellent halftime report as we get underway here in the second half. Charles Doherty and Cameron Irvine with you. DJ Kilgannon, Eddie Gage, and our special guest, Ron Haynes with his Haynes Vision in our stats truck. A very interesting first half. You see the total yards now at 245 to 224, Charles. And Sin City gets the ball to start the second half. They have an opportunity to continue momentum.
It's amazing that both of these quarterbacks are on track for having potentially a 400-yard passing games.
Yeah, that is pretty wild and an underrated part of that first half, as that is caught again by Al Dillapre Sr. We got to get on career high watch for Al Dillapre after tonight's first half and change.
Yeah, he's almost near $150 with 8 receptions, and he's finding a couple spots on the field, and man, he's milking it.
He is now up to officially 147 yards on 8 receptions. Al Dillapre having a monster game. It is his 5th consecutive 100-yard receiving game. Patterson with the fake. Patterson says, I raise your jump. I see your jump, and I raise you 50.
He had to run because you're not going to throw over the Eiffel Tower. I mean, holy smokes, you see how high defensive tackle got? Amazing.
Absolutely. 176 yards for Al Dillapre. This is 4K23 high. This is Logan Lee up near a first down. 3rd down and 1 coming up.
That was another Vegas reference that just whizzed by you.
You know me. I am really bad at picking up on things that, are either cultural
something?
or... I don't know what you call them, colloquialisms?
See, there you go.
Third and 1, Logan Lee, I knew you'd like that one. First down, the 45-yard line.
Oh my gosh.
It's a journalism major. What do you want from me?
I don't know. I mean, it's like Tourette's. You shoot these words out every now and then. I don't know where they came from.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line. Patterson sends Bobby in motion, who had that excellent block on Sin City's only touchdown so far tonight. Just gets rid of it, and that pass is caught by Kenny Hendricks for the first down.
When he's doing those rollouts, man, those Vancouver defensive ends are just waiting for him. I don't know how he gets rid of the ball. This is the last second. Oh, God. Amazing.
You really, Charles, have to understand your the play, right? I mean, you have to know where your receiver is in that moment, because if you're focused on that defensive lineman, there's no way you make that pass.
If you take your eye off your progressions, you're dead.
Scar, 4-man rush, heads up.
I like that.
R.I.P. in the backfield, taken down by big number 55, Kevin Brackett, who also is a former Sin City Samurai member. Brackett had his greatest season of his career with Sin City, then Canton.
And he had just put a great move on that offensive lineman, too. Look, it was going straight down the field and then just did a quick cut in and went straight to the face of Scar.
Kevin Brackett, all-time with 63 sacks, 29th most in the league, 184 TFLs. That's 12th most all-time. Second down and 16, trying to derail the drive. Scar down the field, caught again by Al Dillapre, right at the sticks. We've seen that multiple times from the Samurai tonight.
Again, he's, they got to start bumping him off the line or something, throwing him off his course, because he is feasting tonight. And by who, I mean Dillapre.
That is now 30 first downs combined in this game. Both teams have 15. Patterson against pressure. It's picked up and then dropped by Kenny Hendricks. Second down.
The pocket was getting obliterated. Had to get rid of the ball. It wasn't the most accurate pass, so I'll give him a pass on that one.
Word that Cameron Duty has made famous around here, obliterated. He is not on the postseason schedule this year. That is
Definitely wasn't colloquialism.
that is disappointing.
Nothing. No offense, DJ.
We miss you, Cam. Scar Patterson is going to be sacked. That is Drew Hamilton on the takedown. His first sack of the season and Hamilton's 6th of his career.
Papatonis was there starting it, making Scar make some second thoughts about his career decisions, and wow, Hamilton was able to shut it down.
3rd down and 15. This has been the most challenging 3rd down conversion or attempt for Sin City tonight. They're 5 of 8. Roll out against pressure. It's picked up. Then a deep shot is almost taken away by Russell.
Whoa.
Mama, I just saw a man fly.
Holy smokes, where's the cape? Russell was going to go fly and rescue Lois Lane somewhere.
DJ referencing the Krusty Krab eyes that I was talking about in my last broadcast. Very, very nicely done, DJ. This punt is shanked a bit, straight up in the air, and it rolls down about the 20-yard line, and that ball hung up there so long that James Allen pulled a hammy.
Want all the players to stay healthy, especially in a game like this. And going into the playoffs, they'll be better going into the playoffs, sorry. But anyway, lost the bubble there for a second.
Andy in the chat, that cannon legs power-up is something else. Talk about Jack Russell.
Yeah, that was crazy.
5:54 to go in the 3rd, so the opening drive of the 3rd quarter ends in a stop for Vancouver's defense. Momentum back on their side. That ball is deflected and incomplete. As Christian Brown was looking over the middle, Zach Benjamin was there for the deflection. Brown now 16 of 26 for 209 yards.
Maybe we're seeing that linebacking core kind of get a feel for pass routes that Vancouver's been showing so far and knowing where to cut it off.
Brown drops to throw. 4-man rush. We've seen that most of the night from Sin City. And that pass intended for Sudduth is incomplete. And King Jamal gets up and is fired up about that. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, this defense for the Samurai is starting to get pretty dang fired up. And they need that because they're still down by 4. And August is burning away.
Vancouver scored touchdowns in their opening 2 possessions. They have gone scoreless on their last 4 possessions, including this drive, 3rd down and 10. Can Sin City get the stop in the dime? They bring 3, twisting around, and they did not get there nearly in time. Brett Killian wide open for the first.
Yeah, great execution. Looked like the coverage went deep for the Samurai. Tried to throw an exotic, twist stunt against Brown, but he's seen it all and was able to, find the open receiver, and you're going to find Killian open.
107 yards for Brett Killian. Toss to Devin Lloyd.
Holy smokes.
And that is well defended by the Sin City defense. Terrence Pearson with the stop.
You see Benjamin rocket through that gap.
That's what I got you for, partner. I did not. I was focused on Pearson, but good on Benjamin now. 5 tackles, 2 passes defended. His stat line tonight, the handoff up the middle, and again, nothing doing there. Gronick with yet another tackle. 3rd down.
It just seems to me in this second half, kind of started late in the first half, but defenses, it seems like they're running at a slightly higher speed and closing the ball quickly, gang tackling, and what you need to upset this Legion offense.
Brett Killian over 100 yards the first time since October 5th. It's been nearly a month against Albuquerque. He has not had any touchdowns since that October 5th game either. 3rd down and 8. Bear goes in motion. Bear's been really quiet tonight. No catches, just 1 target. Brown might look for him here. He had all kinds of time, and D'Angelo Lopez wide open on that little crosser. We saw that for the touchdown, Charles. There's just no pressure on Brown right now.
Yeah, no, able to when you have a pro quarterback like Brown, he's able to sit back there and go through the progressions. He's going to kill you. You got to. They're rushing 3 down, and I know a couple times it's worked with that extra coverage downfield, but got to mix it up and put some heat on him.
Handoff, Wells, with the stiff arm down the sideline. Jalen Wells picks up 12. That's the longest run of the game for Vancouver tonight.
That's nice. That was a nice run. And look, I thought the blocking was going to break down on the edge there, but man, they held it and gave just enough room for Wells to go through there and get the first down.
King Jamal rather, was in pursuit, and after John Michael Sudduth got a little chip on him, he was unable to get the angle. 3:40 to go in the third. Another blood-sucking drive for Vancouver. They had a pair of these in the first quarter that totaled 19 plays. Sudduth goes in motion, standing on the 0 in 40. This is Brown again with all kinds of time, and again the pass is caught in traffic by Nick Lockett, his 5th catch.
And Lockett was blanketed by Durr and Jamal. Somehow the ball was able to get in there. Let's see from this angle. This is a perfect angle to watch this. Oh my gosh. Only had a second there, split second to get that ball in.
3 tackles in a row for Durr. Brown has 64 yards to either side, 179 over the middle of the field. 3 minutes to go in the third, back in the empty. His 31st pass to 10 Vancouver runs so far tonight. Now in motion is Bear. 3 by 1, just before the play clock expires. Roll out Brown. Brown with a little bit of pressure, and the pass is overthrown by Bear. That was to Bear. That was Gary Burney applying the difficulty to Brown.
We've been seeing that a lot on these rollouts, man. The defensive line, it's almost like both defensive coordinators were expecting it, and they're putting that coverage there on the edge.
Brown over the middle. Michael Sudduth right at the sticks, and he's stopped 1 yard shy. A monster tackle on JMS, who gets his 4th reception.
And just, lofted it into the mosh pit in the middle there, and Sudduth came out.
19 to 31, 252 yards. A rare 3rd down for Vancouver tonight. The handoff goes to Doyle, and J.W. Doyle with explosivity scores the touchdown and puts Vancouver up 10.
Oh my! That was a powerful statement run there by Doyle, and right when he got past his blocker's arrest, he did it independently.
Boom on Mark Gronick.
Yeah, unbelievable. 2 people got destroyed on that. 2 defenders.
Doyle's 6th touchdown of the season. That leads the team. 18 yards on 3 carries. That leads the rushers, I should say, as 2 wins. Extra point is good. And all that good that Sin City did in the second quarter to climb back in this game, and you look up at the scoreboard, there's 12 minutes and 16 seconds left, and you're down by 11.
They don't stop. That Vancouver offense does not stop. You have to really be on the right side of the turnovers, and just can't give Brown any time in that backfield. He's going to kill you.
Vancouver's now had 3 scoring drives of 8 plays or more, 70 yards or more, and of over 2.5 minutes. When they have gotten rolling, it has been near perfection, and Sin City now has to respond. Down 11, Vancouver wins the West with a victory, gets a 1st-round bye. Not only gets a 1st-round bye, but gets the number 1 seed. Logan Lee breaking off a tackle, saying, "We're not going to give it to him. If I have anything to say about it, 1st down."
Logan Lee's a beast. I remember scouting against him when he was running back kicks. Every sim he'd run at least 1 back. It's so frustrating.
Right now, if Vancouver wins, which is what we have on the scoreboard, Florida would take on Washington in the 1st round. Baltimore at Denver. Chicago would go to Arizona, and Sin City would visit Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh playing in their 1st playoff game in franchise history. That pass is caught by Kenny Hendricks. 1st down for the Samurai. Moving it inside or past the 50-yard line?
I mean, it's been pretty darn successful, with the exception of maybe one or two plays, but they're going to the well a lot on that rollout, and the defense of Vancouver is pretty smart, and it could potentially end up in disaster. I'm not saying it's gonna, but
Both teams
predictable on those rollouts could be going up against Vancouver could hurt.
hand off to Lee, and that will get Sin City close to 3 Bills. 2nd and 8 coming up.
We haven't seen a lot. Again, I haven't seen a lot of just straight drop back passing.
1 minute left in the 3rd quarter. Toss Lee, and he is smothered. Josh Farnsey, along with 3 other Legion defenders in the backfield, forcing a difficult 3rd and 10. And this has been kind of the problem for Sin City tonight, Charles. They have no problem getting past the 50. It's points.
And let's just look on that play. Just looked like an avalanche of white.
35 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Hendricks goes in motion. This is a critical junction of this football game. Dime look for Vancouver. Play fake. Fooled the defensive line, but did not fool Drew Hamilton, who makes another monster play on 3rd down, and Sin City's drive will stall.
Yeah, Sin City has lost, I hate to say the spark, but Vancouver is really starting to step up on both sides of the ball and taking control of this game. Sin City's got to do something.
4th and long, this probably is not the time for a fake. Their defense is going to need to come up with something. Joshua Durr had the interception earlier. That is Vancouver's lone turnover.
Not the best punt in the world.
Say again, Charles?
That was not the best punt in the world.
No, and we've seen that a couple times tonight, and Vancouver has been put inside their own 10 twice, but we're going to end up with pretty good field position on this drive as Brown will start in the empty. Killian in motion. Brown fires, caught. That is Sudduth, his 5th reception for a Vancouver 1st down.
It looked like they had Sudduth lined up wide on that one, and Killian as a tight end. So they'll throw anything at you. You have to be ready for anything from that Vancouver offense.
They took advantage of Pearson stepping back into a deeper zone. Sudduth runs his route to perfection. And Vancouver has harnessed momentum here in the 3rd quarter, 1 quarter away from clinching the #1 seed in the postseason. It's on the line right here on the Monday Night Spectacular, alongside with Charles Doherty. I'm Cameron Irvine, Eddie Gage, and DJ Kilgannon in the stats truck, along with Ron Haynes and Haynes Vision. Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk will have a preview of the other 3 eventually confirmed wild card playoff matchups and the schedule coming up in postgame. Nick Lockett's got a 1st down as Vancouver continues to step on the throat of the Samurai.
Yeah, Christian Brown is just playing really well here in this 2nd half. I mean, he's almost at 300 yards passing and 99 QBR.
And a lot on the line for the Legion tonight. The #1 seed or the #6 seed. That's a big difference. For Sin City, they'd either be the 11 or the 9. And as you said earlier, pick your poison. They'll be on the road either way. Christian Brown's pass is picked off. Joshua Durr off the deflection. Durr to the 47-yard line. Charles, was that tipped at the line of scrimmage? That was a very odd trajectory there.
It kind of looked odd coming out of Brown's hands. Let's see if they'll give us a replay here. I think definitely somebody hit it at the. Well, we won't see it.
Yeah, it did. That's not the angle we wanted. That was a bizarre-looking pass from Christian Brown and a much-needed break for Sin City, who forces their 2nd turnover of the night. And with 9:29 to go in the 4th quarter now, time doesn't look so bad for Sin City.
It looked like that. I think he might have tipped it because that looked like a clear PI on that one. and they don't call it on the tip.
Yeah, I think it was tipped to the line of scrimmage. Big play for Sin City. That pass caught by Kenny Hendricks. Just coming over a little too late was Josh Farnsey. Another first down for Sin City.
Way to answer. We kind of challenged Sin City that was this game was getting out of hand, and man, that interception was well needed, most needed.
And we're looking at the replay, Haynes vision. We do believe that ball was deflected at the line of scrimmage. Sin City's got a little jump in him too. Gary Burney, who's putting together a solid second half here in a crowd of Vancouver Legion offensive linemen as Lee picks up 3. We're getting that Haynes vision look behind the scenes, Charles, and that's amazing. He's surrounded by 5 different Legion players, and he still was able to deflect that pass.
And he's not the tallest player out. I mean, you'd think a defensive end is going to be up in the 6'6" area. He's 6'3", still able to block that. That's great.
Second down and 7. Samurai would love a touchdown, not a field goal on this drive for a lot of situational play calling down the stretch. That is caught by Hendricks again, who stepped up big in the second half. He's up to 6 catches, second only to Al Dillapre.
Yeah, and I think Dillapre whispered in his ear and told him what spots to go to on the field, because it looks like he's, it's a cutting image of, or spitting image of what Dillapre was doing in the first half.
303 yards for Scar Patterson. Our stats crew is all over it here tonight. Still debating whether or not that pass was deflected or not. 8:02 left. Hand off, Logan Lee down to the 16-yard line. 2nd and 5.
This is key, obviously, Cam. And can't go. They got to walk away with points on this one. Clock is going very quickly.
7:40 left in the fourth quarter. Scar is 4 games removed from 591 passing yards against the Chicago Warriors. Here tonight, over 300 for the 3rd time in 5 games. Has really come on strong late in the season. He'll hand this one off to Robert Johnson. Johnson will push forward for a critical short 4 yards. It'll be a 3rd and a long 1 coming up.
I think Farnsey took off on that one too. Got past the line right at the snap. Was able to run the halfback down from behind.
Under 7 to play. Heavy box for Vancouver's defense. Logan Lee bounces off a tackle. Logan Lee, 1st and goal. One of the most impressive 2-yard runs you'll ever see.
And all on Lee. I mean, the blocking, it looked like broke down at the snap. Legion overloaded it and was right in the face of Lee. He had to get past 2, maybe 3 defenders to power to that first down.
1st and goal at the 9-yard line. Patterson changing the play at the line. Sin City would love a touchdown. Patterson, incomplete. Dangerous throw back across the field looking for Bobby.
And Hendricks was wide open right outside of the little get-together of the defenders around Dillapre. Henderson was wide open, would have had 6.
2nd and goal, the yardage almost identical. 3-by-1, the short side left. Dime look for Vancouver. They run against a soft box, but the offensive line destroyed up front. 3rd and goal.
This is going to be a huge play. And you know what? I not to say anything bad about Sin City, but I'm curious to see what kind of pass they're going to run on this one, because I'm not sure a rollout's going to be very effective in this situation. And this is a new set, looks like. I haven't seen this much.
3rd and goal for Scar. Roll out left, has time, fires, off, no points. The absolute worst case scenario for Patterson and the Samurai as Drew Hamilton continues his impressive evening, taking that away in the end zone and giving Vancouver a much higher probability of clinching the number 1 seed tonight.
I don't think I saw a receiver running a route in the end zone on that one, so that was a poorly executed play by Sin City.
The Samurai have not made many mistakes, but they have a lot of yards and not a lot of points to show for it. There goes the rookie. Lopez beats the linebacker inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line. First down for Vancouver, and D'Angelo Lopez has more receiving yards tonight than he had all season long.
And that's what Vancouver does. I mean, you go out after a turnover like that, and they just dial it up, and defense is going to be on their heels this entire series.
109 yards for Brett Killian, 83 yards for Nick Lockett, 73 yards for D'Angelo Lopez, and 64 yards from John Michael Sudduth in a balanced offensive attack tonight for Vancouver. Brown drops to throw, fires John Michael Sudduth down inside the 9-yard line as Vancouver is feeling the victory. A touchdown would put it away.
Wow. The way they responded after that turnover. I mean, this is what you want to see out of a contender. I mean, they get the turnover, deep in the opponent's territory, and they capitalize on it. I mean, that's how you win championships. You put points on the board when your opponents make a mistake.
First and goal, under 5 to go. Sin City still in this, but they're getting a little desperate. Handoff to Lloyd, and Gronick makes another grown man tackle at the line of scrimmage.
You've seen Sin City, rise to the occasion tonight. It's really needed now. Desperate for a turnover.
4.5 to go. So they might keep it on the ground. 9 in the box for Sin City. Brown toss. Wells, they're all over that in the backfield. Joshua Durr now up to 8 tackles, 2 picks, and a pass deflection will set up 3rd and goal.
Yeah, I mean they're doing the right thing. If they show a run, you gotta power it in. But on the passing routes here, it's really tough. They've got a mixed collection there, so you don't really know what Vancouver's going to throw at you.
The big man being defended by Durr on the outside. Sudduth rolls deep, fires, touchdown! BK12 for the 2nd time tonight. Christian Brown is on fire, and the Legion may have just locked up the top spot in the SFL Season 25 playoffs.
I mean, that's one of the best. I keep going back to response from a turnover. That was one of the best executions after a turnover I've seen of an offense. Deep in their opponents, deep in the right in the goal line, they get a interception, and they're able to just march almost effortlessly downfield and put up 7.
That route looked like the flight pattern of an airplane trying to land at Newark. I mean, just loop to loop all the way over the field on that left side, and then finally found the corner. Man, helping out his quarterback big time.
That was amazing. And like you said, Brown is having an amazing night as well. He's knocking on the 400 club.
Man, oh man. Vancouver got to the championship game last season, lost in a very exciting game that you and I called together, Charles, in person, as Robert Johnson gets a nice return up to the 31-yard line. They felt like it could have been their year. They fell just short, but obviously getting every home game until they get to Zolnir Championship Field the day after Thanksgiving, Charles, is going to be a big advantage for these Legion.
That's huge. I mean, well done. Well done by the Vancouver Legion. They had a very solid season, and wow, they're the one to beat, I think.
Patterson on the roll. That is incomplete. Looking for Talon Steele, who's kind of gone quiet in the second half. 3 catches for 50 yards, 3:40 to go.
There's enough time on the clock to make an impact. It's all down to execution.
Sin City and Pittsburgh, unless the Samurai can make a dramatic comeback, will be our game next Monday night, the final game of Wild Card Weekend. As Patterson drops to throw, that pass is deflected and almost intercepted by Mark Lopez. But in that game, Charles, Pittsburgh will be playing in their first playoff game as a franchise in their 3rd season. It's going to be a big night in Pennsylvania, and we'll be there to cover it.
That's awesome. I mean, tip of the cap to Pittsburgh. I mean, I don't think many people expect them to be so successful this season.
3rd and 10, Patterson intercepted. That's Mark Lopez taking it back the other way. And Sin City never even got a chance to get into the no huddle, as Vancouver has taken everything away from the Samurai after that interception from Drew Hamilton.
Yeah, I think now they kind of figure out what Sin City's throwing at them, and they're making them pay.
Patterson with no touchdowns tonight. Logan Lee with the lone Samurai touchdown. Lee had a good night, 17 carries, 54 yards and a touch. Also Monday night, Chicago will be in Arizona. The Warriors franchise also trying to win their first playoff game in team history, as Doyle takes that carry for no gain. And then Florida and Washington. Charles, Washington falls just short of winning the Western Conference title, but they're the cardiac cats, man. they somehow managed to pull off some unbelievable victories, and Florida is going to be no slouch. It's playoff time. That should be a very competitive matchup to kick us off Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, Washington Florida can be a great game.
The full breakdown.
Sorry, I didn't look. Sorry.
It's all good, Charles. A full breakdown of the postseason coming up on the post-game show with Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk. You were saying?
I mean, I'm looking at these matchups. I mean, it looks like Vancouver's going to win. Every one of those games would be a Monday night spectacular.
Yeah.
I mean,
no doubt. Mike O'Neill and Anthony Ellison will be in Washington. O'Neill back on the mic. He is a hype machine. Eddie Gage and Michelle Colston, the best of friends, calling the game from Denver. Eric Vincent, John Campbell, new onto the scene this year, has been an outstanding analyst for us. And the boys are back in town in Pittsburgh on Monday night. Drop back for Christian Brown. He will fire it. That is caught by Lopez. It will come up short of the sticks. Vancouver will settle for 3.
that was the slowest quarterback release I think I've ever seen in my life.
He was trying to get us to the 2-minute warning. I think that's what that was about.
It was like a sloth throwing an apple.
It's a great visual. 38-yard attempt for a chance to win is good. So it's a 3-touchdown game now. This game was 14-10 at halftime, and Vancouver has scored 17 unanswered here in the second half. We've hit the 2-minute warning. The Samurai can't keep their heads down. They've got a playoff game to prepare for next week.
I mean, one way you can look at it, Cam, is maybe they needed this little slap in the face to get them focused on what they need to do in the next game.
Robert Johnson on the return, spins away, gets up to the 28-yard line. I think that was Lopez on the tackle. He's done it all tonight.
Yeah, I'm just it looked like there was a switch that was flipped on that Vancouver defense where they suddenly figured out what Sin City was running and just took control.
In a season where a lot of teams have not been necessarily dominant, Vancouver has plus 138 in point differential. They will be your #1 seed unless Sin City can pull off the dramatics here in the final couple of minutes, although Vancouver has now officially closed down every passing lane, it would seem. But, they're the favorite, right, Charles? They got to be.
They have to be. And, one thing that amazed me is just looking at the research sheet is I would have thought that Vancouver would have a better success rate in the red zone. It's not bad, but I was thinking they would be #1 or *2. I mean, they're around 11, which is, I think, around 11. But, I was just amazed.
Oh, boy, and there's another pick from Ron Hoff. That's some cha-ching incentive money there, and this has just been a dreary fourth quarter for Sin City. And to your point, Charles, they might be 11th, just 11th ho-hum in red zone scoring, but that makes it even that much more impressive that this will be their 6th win of the season of over 20 points.
Right.
And some of the teams that they have beaten by 20 plus are playoff teams: Baltimore, Chicago, Mexico City, and now this Sin City squad. Almost half the field they've beaten by 20 points.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they're clearly the team to beat in these playoffs.
Hand off to J.W. Doyle, and Sin City will start burning some timeouts. And you know, Vancouver, sure, they have been a very, very good team over the last couple of seasons, but the Legion, even though it feels like it's not true, it is true. 0 championships. This could be their year. This could be their first after all the seasons that they have made the playoffs consecutively. They joined the league in season 9, immediately made the playoffs under Andy Hamilton's direction, as Wells will get near a first down, does stop the clock though, and they have been steadily getting better over the last few years, and man, it's been very impressive to watch. And as you said, Charles, this offense, they're a pass-first offense, but they're an extremely balanced offense.
And when they have to run it, they do it very well. And you don't know what they're going to throw at you from a running standpoint.
As Ron Haynes points out, they keep their streak alive now. 7 straight wins following losses. And it's been over a year since they've lost consecutive games. Of course, once you get in the playoffs, you only need the 1 loss. But yeah, this Vancouver team, once they taste the sting of defeat, they bounce back pretty quick.
I mean, that's the mark of a well-run team, when you have that type of record responding after loss.
This might be the most amazing stat of Vancouver season, Charles. Usually when you look at strength of schedule for a team at the top, the strength of schedule is not very good because they've beaten a bunch of teams, right? Which is hurting the record of their opponents that they played. Still, even though Vancouver is 9-3, they have played the second hardest schedule of any team in the league this season, and they still ended up clinching the #1 seed and winning all these games in explosive fashion. They are going to be an exciting team to look out for when we see them again in the quarterfinals in a couple weeks.
Yeah, and whoever has to play them is going to be up all night trying to figure out how to stop them.
And I tell you, there's a lot of teams down there in the wild card round that, man, they've looked really good this season. They're going to give those top 4 teams a run for their money. A 3rd down and 13, Neal. Unfortunately for all of us, that is not going to be able to run out the clock, and so they're going to get more points out of this. Chance to win, padding his stats.
Yeah, and your previous comment, regular season and playoffs are a totally different game. It's a lot more pressure, and the teams that we see execute well during regular season, sometimes they become a totally different team in the playoffs.
Mark Killian doing the scouting, Mark Lopez doing the coaching, Andy Hamilton overseeing it all as the Vancouver Legion legacy grows tonight with win 132. That is 6th most all-time in SFL history. That field goal is good. It's 34-10. This is their 48th win on the road tonight, and Vancouver 5th best win percentage all time in the league. Some would say around the league it's about time that they are able to put it all together and make it happen. For the Samurai, they'll have to prepare for a Pittsburgh team that felt like they had the Baltimore win in the bag yesterday, got the interception and won the game, and then the fumble knocked it loose. Baltimore got yet another opportunity to prove themselves on the back end of this season, and they were able to do that and make the playoffs. So Pittsburgh's going to come into that game with plenty to prove. Final score, Vancouver 34, Sin City 10. Your player of the game, Charles, and final thoughts.
Well, if I guess I can give the ball to anyone. If
it's your show.
I'd give it to the coaching staff of Vancouver. That was a lights out playbook on both sides of the ball. Clear. I mean, I've been a part of the machine. I know what they do, how much time they put in it, and it's clear that what they did in preparation for this week, they definitely did the right thing, and man, they are, causing fear, I think, in the league. Anyone's got to play Vancouver. Like I said, it's going to be up all night. I mean, Christian Brown had a great game. I'd give him a ball as well, but the coaching team definitely needs some recognition.
Your top 4 seeds: Vancouver, Mexico City, DC, and the Houston Headhunters. It's not about them next week. We'll see them in a couple of weeks. Wild Card Weekend is upon us. For now, we head back to VFN Studios, where Chris Curtis and Tyler Falk will give their thoughts on tonight's game, Vancouver clinching the top spot, and preview the first round of Wild Card Weekend. Don't go anywhere. We'll keep it rolling right now.
Guess I should probably unmute that. Guys, welcome back into VFN Studios. It's Chris Curtis. It's Tyler Falk with you on the post-game edition of the Monday Night Spectacular, the swan song for the 25th season in SFL history. And Vancouver comes out with a pretty decisive win. Let's break this down real quick before we get moving into our next topic. It is a big win for Vancouver. They came out in the second half like a team possessed and did not give up a point in that second half. Break it down for me.
Well, we talked about at halftime, Curtis, that it was a tale of two quarters. First quarter was not so good. Second quarter wasn't so good. Were we going to see Jekyll or Hyde in the second half? And unfortunately, we saw Dr. Hyde. Not a whole lot of movement from Sin City. A lot of mistakes from Scar Patterson. Drew Hamilton playing his tail off. That entire defense for Vancouver playing their tail off and not allowing they were playing no quarter on defense. In Sin City, unfortunately at home, we look at similarities. You want to look at teams that in this league are known good teams that can come back and win games, can do that consistently with a slow start. Sin City love playing out in front. It doesn't appear to me they can play from behind, unlike Baltimore, who we saw last night. So right now, Sin City's they've got to go back to the drawing board already for the postseason. This was the final test before the postseason for the Samurai, and they just could not get it done.
Yeah, you're right. And now Vancouver gets through their last task in the regular season. Now they have a first round bye to work with, which sets them up nicely as they get themselves ready in a couple of weeks' time. Wildcard weekend is upon us, though, and as Cameron mentioned, we have 4 great games, more than a couple of which should be very, very competitive with some compelling storylines on each. It's going to be over the span of 2 days, 2 double headers in a row, a Sunday and a Monday night. It is Sunday, November 9th. We start off with the Florida Storm and the Washington Trident. And that happens in the Pacific Northwest. So Florida having to travel all the way across the country to meet them. Let's talk about it. And Florida, I mean, I wouldn't say they're just happy to be here. They want to make some noise. Washington really looking for some redemption after last season.
And how about this to start out the opening slate of games for Wildcard Weekend? Mike O'Neill and Anthony Allison on the call, 2 fantastic commentators that'll get us going. And for Florida, it's really a lot. I think a common storyline right now is it's the stalwarts versus the new kids on the block. That's the story of the Wildcard Weekend for me. You have Washington, who has finally decided to play strong football last couple of seasons. They're back right where they think they should be. Florida, not the greatest season at all for the Storm, but able to get back in the postseason, looking to make some noise. The good thing going for the Storm here tonight, or going into Sunday, is that the Storm have never lost to Washington. Now, it's been a few seasons since they played. You have to go all the way back to 2023 since the last time these two teams met. And they met under much different circumstances when Washington was still in Motor City. So this is the first time that Mighty and company have faced Washington as they are. This new and improved Washington franchise, where a Washington team that's offense complements its defense finally. And this will be a fantastic game for the Storm. Washington looking for their first win against the Florida Storm franchise at all in 6 meetings.
Giving you some context, there's 2 seasons a year, so that'd be 4 seasons ago is when Washington then Motor City played. against Florida. So that's something to consider. Game 2 on the docket. It's the 9 o'clock slot on that Sunday night. We talked about it a little bit earlier. It is Baltimore. It is Denver. Two teams, Baltimore on their final send-off, so to speak, and then Denver, who has really had an upward trajectory coming to this point at the moment. And this is a game that should very well be competitive, especially given what we've seen from Baltimore last night.
Absolutely. New kids on the block being the coaching staff for Denver. And here's the big thing for them. This is the first time since season 16 and 15 that Denver has had over a 500 record in the regular season in back-to-back seasons. And for the Night Wings, this maybe their chance, an ability to get back to where they were. Last time they did that back in season 16, they went all the way to the championship. Now, last season they crashed out midway through the postseason. Now, the big chance here for them is can they have enough? Do they have the right game plan to have maybe a Menafield who is picking off Wigmore in a brilliant display on one-on-one action? Because we all know that Baltimore is going to be looking to Ivory Irvin left, right, and center, even when he is completely covered or appears to be completely covered. Baltimore is the most dangerous team, in my personal opinion, especially after last night's performance coming into this postseason. They look like a team possessed. They say, we want one more final run. We want to go out with a bang. We want to say that we were the dominant team back in the old era of the SFL. We will show you that we are still the team that you must fear in the postseason.
I like it. In chat, I want to see you guys give me your 4 wild card victors from this slate of games on your screen right now. You don't have the reason or anything like that. Just give me 4 victors out of those games. The third game is scheduled so nice. Let's do it twice. Back at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Monday, November 10th. It is going to be Chicago and Arizona. Different type of play style from Chicago. They do not have a contracted halfback and have not all season. They still find themselves in the playoffs. They go up against a very veteran coaching staff with Arizona, and Arizona looking to make that step there, that next step in their progression. Where do you see this one shaking out?
Real quick, Baltimore, Denver being called by Eddie Gage and Rochelle Colson, 2 good commentators there. Eddie with a phenomenal job of slotting into the play-by-play role. Rochelle coming into her own as an analyst. Eric Vincent and John Campbell, meanwhile, have the call here from Phoenix. And John Campbell, again, last night, has really impressed me with his analyst skills, and Eric's got a great commentator. Yep. That's going to be another dynamic duo going there. But back to the game at hand, Arizona and Chicago. If there's any team that can figure out a way to take down type attack, it is the defensive mind of Eddie Gage. This is a massive chance here for Eddie to say, yeah, we might be 7-5. We might have lost to a good number of teams who are in this postseason. 4 out of the 5 losses coming to playoff teams, that being Pittsburgh, Washington, Houston, and Vancouver. The only team not listed there is Albuquerque, who just fell earlier this weekend and missed the playoffs. But the big question here for me is whether or not Chicago can come away with yet another wrinkle, because we know that type attack's going to be phenomenal in the run game. We know he's okay in the passing game. Is that enough, or is that defense going to be able to figure some things out? Because if anything, it's their ball hawking secondary that led the league coming into the final week of the regular season. Is that still the case? Is Havo Ramsey going to be able to slot things going? Is Melodious Manning and Derek Majors going to help follow suit? Or is it going to be Eddie Gage who calms down Ashley Jackson, who can be very, very turnover happy in spurts? Can he keep Ashley Jackson under control throughout this postseason run? That's the test coming right away for Eddie Gage and company, and for Chicago.
That's been an interesting dynamic there, as Ashley Jackson kind of finds herself a little bit erratic this season at certain times. So indeed, Eddie will try to calm her down and get themselves in a position to win. Last game of the wild card slate. It is going to be the Sin City Samurai and the Pittsburgh Riverhogs from the Steel City in Pittsburgh. Our own Cameron Irvine and Charles Doherty have that call, and we just saw Sin City lose to Vancouver, but this is not a team that takes losses lightly. They will be ready to go against a Pittsburgh squad who, again, next team up in the hierarchy of the SFL. they seem to have some claims to be the heir apparent, although there's many teams also claiming to be that. This is a prove-it game for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, absolutely. After taking one of the chin and one of the most crazy sequence of plays you will see against Baltimore, that could have easily been a Pittsburgh win. And if Baltimore has to face Pittsburgh again, I would bet money on that game that it would be yet another good game. But they still have to get through the team at hand, which is another red and black team in the Sin City Samurai. Sin City, we saw how inaccurate that Scar Patterson was tonight. That's going to have to change if they're going to come away with a good win, because we know Pittsburgh can play defense, and we saw it with Menafield. If they cannot get out of their own way, if they can figure out a way to stay away from Menafield and get things done, we're in for a good game. Otherwise, I can see easily Pittsburgh running away with this game and hard charging into the 5-4 matchup. Because the offense might not always be there, but that defense is going to be one tough nut to crack for Sin City. Sin City have an uphill battle for them in the wild card round.
All right, I put Chad on the spot. I'm going to put you on the spot. You don't have to give any more reason or anything like that. Give me your 4 victors for wild card weekend, and I'll do the same.
I'm gonna go Washington, Baltimore, Chicago, and Pittsburgh. That's my 4.
I am actually going to go all home teams on this particular run. I'm going with Washington, Denver, it is Arizona, and it is Pittsburgh. Those are my 4, and we'll see what happens come wild card weekend in just a few days time. So it should be a lot of fun. We have lots more football left in this 25th season, but the regular season has a nice pretty bow on it, and it's thanks to the Vancouver Legion winning 34-10 over Sin City. It has been an absolute pleasure to come to you for the, I'd say, latter part of this season, since it's been a little bit sporadic this season, but we'll look to be better next time. For Charles Doherty and Cameron Irvine, for Ron Haynes and Eddie Gage in the Stats Truck, along with DJ Kilgannon, I am Chris Curtis for Tyler Falk. We will see you guys for Wild Card Weekend. The SFL playoffs is here. Let's get hyped.